no, 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 don't even think, oh God, this is going to be on the news. This is Doc Anderson, the Flying Squirrel. Today we're in Microsoft Flight Simulator flying over St. Louis. I want to talk about how I use things like games and flight simulators to get more work done, because piloting your ADHD brain may be the most important skill you ever learn. But we are flying over St. Louis, and that means we have to fly through the arch, which is really, really illegal and would get your pilot license revoked. Good thing I don't have one, and good thing this is only a sim. But as we pass over the downtown, and there's Busch Stadium, and I'm getting distracted, and I don't want to fly into a building here. There we go. Pull it around. And straight through. There have been like 10 pilots who have actually gotten dispensation to fly through the arch for one reason or another. It's interesting history. And that's the thing. This is all about interesting, because ADHD brains run on interesting. It is the gas that makes our brains go. We have lower dopamine levels and fewer dopamine receptors in our brains, so we're always dopamine starved. This is why things like video games and stuff like that can be so powerful for us. They are a dopamine hit. The problem is that we can get lost in that. We can go down the rabbit hole for hours and days and months and lose large amounts of our life to these dopamine activities, like video games. But the video game itself is not a bad thing. Now, I use a flight simulator to do two things. First, I use it to regulate my brain, and I use it as a transition activity. So the way I do that is I have a very specific flight that I take between two airports that I know it takes a certain amount of time. And I only put enough gas in the plane to be able to fly about that, so I don't end up flying for hours and hours and hours. This does a number of things for me. First of all, it gives me the dopamine I need, and it also occupies enough of my brain that I can transition between one thing and another, because we have trouble with that. We have trouble letting go of the thing that we are in and going to something else. We have attention residue, and that is a lot. But a flight simulator occupies my entire brain. When I land, my brain is, well, I'm done, and I flush my brain and I'm ready to go on to the next thing. It really can help, and I use it a lot. Okay, and I'm talking to you and getting distracted and not paying attention to what I'm doing here. I get lined up for my approach. Here we go. Flying this the other day, and there was a bus on the runway. That was fun. So that's one of the ways that I use things like games and flight simulators to actually get work done. Kind of like brain bleach, so that I can go from one thing to another. It's pretty amazing. That's a lot of what this channel is all about, is how to pilot your ADHD brain. And we've got a few. No, 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 don't even think. Oh God, this is going to be on the news. I don't know about you, but I just reached my target heart rate. Let's get this thing down on the deck. Because it's a tail wheel, and, you know, a tail wheel is not parked until you're in the airport bar. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, dopamine. I got plenty of it right now. And glad you were able to come along with me on this transition flight, because I got other things to do today, and this is just a nice little palate cleanser. And we'll turn off here and go into general aviation parking. And there we go. Make sure there's nothing coming, because I'm pretty sure that fuel truck has it in for me. Just because you're paranoid does not mean they're not out to get you. I'm glad you've come along. Has this been useful to you? If it has, like and subscribe so I'm not just talking into the void. It'll also make a difference because it'll train the algorithm to show this kind of content to others who need it. And click on the bell to be notified when new videos come out, because our ADHD goldfish brains often forget, and you can't forget what you don't have to remember in the first place. That about wraps things up. I'm going to get the plane parked and shut down and on to the rest of my day. Lots to do. But this has been fun. A little bit of transition brain bleach. We'll have to do it again. Anyway, this is one of the things I do to pilot my ADHD brain. But I want to hear from you. What kind of things do you find interesting that could generate dopamine in your brain? What are some of the things you might use as a transition activity? How could you keep time from getting away from you while you do it? If you try any of this, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below. This is Doc Anderson, the Flying Squirrel. Thank you for coming along today. Remember, practice makes progress, not perfect, and piloting your ADHD brain takes practice.